The OnePlus 3T is a complete package. Good design, long battery life, vibrant screen and great performance. The camera is not among the best cameras on smartphones but comes really close. In this video, I'll compare the camera of the OnePlus 3T against the Sony RX100 Mark IV. This is obviously not a fair comparison. The RX100 is a much superior camera in every way. However, the point of this comparison is to find out how close the OnePlus 3T can get to the RX100 in various situations. So first, let's go through the camera specs of both these devices. The OnePlus 3T comes equipped with the Sony IMX298 sensor. This is a 1x2.8 inch sensor, so around 1/3 of an inch. The camera resolution is 16 megapixel with a pixel size of 1.12 microns. The focal length is around 28 mm, which means it's a wide-angle lens. The aperture is f2.0. In terms of video, this phone can do 4K at 30 fps, 1080p at 30 or 60 fps and 720p at 120 fps. The RX100 Mark IV on the other hand has a much bigger 1-inch sensor. The camera resolution is 20 megapixel with a pixel size of 2.4 microns. The focal length is 24 to 70 mm and the max aperture is f1.8 to 2.8. In terms of video, the camera can do 4K at 30 fps, 1080p at up to 120 fps and slow-mo videos at up to 1000 fps. In this comparison, most photos are taken in auto mode. So first let's see the outdoor photos in good light. Here you can see that both do a great job. Photos are sharp and detailed with no or minimum noise. OnePlus 3T photos are more saturated and vibrant, while RX100 photos are more true to life. RX100 has a little more dynamic range, both in normal and HDR photos, as you can see more details in the darker areas. Now, let's take a look at a few macro shots. RX100 photos have more shallow depth of field because of a bigger sensor and a wider aperture. However, the OnePlus 3T photos look amazing with decent bokeh and great vibrant colors. Daytime indoor shots also look great on both, but the OnePlus 3T photos show some noise in the darker areas. During night time in a well-lit room, again both do a great job with minimum noise and good amount of details. But as the light goes down, the OnePlus 3T photos become more and more noisy. In outdoor low light shots, the difference between both the cameras is huge. RX100 photos are way superior in these situations, and the OnePlus 3T is showing its limitations. The ISO on the OnePlus 3T is maxed out at 6400, and even the shutter speed is quite low at 1/12th or 1/17th of a second. Even then, the photos are way darker and noisier than the RX100 photos. Now take a look at this landscape shot. Extremely low light. The image is very low on details and is extremely noisy. Now see this. This is not captured by the RX100. In fact, this is also captured by the OnePlus 3T, but in manual mode. This phone has full manual control over ISO, shutter speed, focus and white balance. So for this shot, I increased the shutter speed to 30 seconds and kept the ISO to 100. And as you can see, there is a huge difference. The photo is extremely detailed and completely free of noise. So manual mode is a big plus for this phone, as many phones don't provide this amount of manual control. Now let's compare the videos from both these devices. As you can see, the colors on the OnePlus 3T are very saturated, a little too saturated for my taste, whereas the colors on the RX100 look dull but are actually more accurate. In terms of image stabilization, the RX100 does a much better job here. Now let's test the autofocus on both of them. Here, as you can clearly see, the OnePlus 3T has the upper hand because of phase detection autofocus versus just contrast based autofocus on the RX100 Mark IV. Though I must say the new Mark V has drastically improved the autofocus speed with hybrid autofocus. So now, to sum it up, I was actually quite surprised with the result. In good to medium light, the OnePlus 3T comes very close to the RX100, which is very surprising given the massive difference in sensor size and the fact that the RX100 is a pro-grade compact camera. However, in dim and low light conditions, the OnePlus 3T just can't match the combination of a bigger sensor, wider aperture, and superior image stabilization of the RX100. However, the manual mode can compensate a bit for the smaller sensor size. In terms of video, the OnePlus 3T does a good job, not great. The image stabilization is decent and the focusing is very fast, but I am not a big fan of the oversaturated colors. I wish there was an option to reduce the saturation just a bit. Alright, so that's it for the video. Hope you liked it. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel down below. Thanks for watching.